What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Welcome back here today to another Athletic article reaction video. You guys enjoyed me reacting to their ranking of like the NBA's 125 best players. That was in a different tier, or those were in different tiers. And today we're going to be reacting to NBA free agency grades for all 30 teams based on moves so far, who fared the best. So yeah, if you guys do enjoy these, feel free to drop a thumbs up. I mean, the last Athletic article pretty much had a decent amount of controversy. I know you guys in the comments were saying that I was overvaluing RJ Barrett too much. I still do think he is a tier 2 low in that, and then there were some other players that I kind of glossed over as well, like De'Aaron Fox was super low in that tier. So yeah, I'm gonna say if I agree, disagree with as well. Okay, yeah, so this is basically re-signings and trades made since this season are factored into grades. So this is basically off-season grades, not just free agency. I guess we're just still in the free agency period, timeline of the offseason, so that's why they're calling it that. So the Atlanta Hawks, they're going to get a B. Don't want to kind of spoil the next team, even though you just saw it. Yeah, the main move, they went out and they got DeJounte Murray. They traded Kevin Huerter. They lost DeLon Wright, Danilo Gallinari in the trade. They give them a B. Now, do I think they got better this offseason? Yeah, I think getting DeJounte Murray, AJ Griffin, okay, I guess drafting is just not included in this. But yeah, getting DeJounte Murray, I'm going to say like AJ Griffin. You lose Huerter. I didn't really still see the need. I mean, like, since you moved on Gallo, like, yeah, you had Bogdan Bogdanovic, you have DeAndre Hunter, you have now Murray. I guess you want to give playing time to AJ Griffin, maybe Skylar Mays. I don't know. He might not even still be there. But either way, I feel like there wasn't a huge need to move off Huerter after he played really well for you in the 2021 playoffs when you ended up beating Philadelphia. So I don't know. I thought getting a protected first-round pick is fine, especially from the Kings, who that could be a valuable pick. I just really didn't see the need to do that. I mean, I guess they wanted to reload on a little bit of draft capital after giving up a lot for Murray. I feel like B plus is fine. I don't hate the Murray trade. I don't love it as like initially as I thought, but I'm excited to see how it's going to work out because it can go really well or it can go poorly for Murray and Young in that backcourt. Next up, we have the Celtics getting a B plus. I would say, honestly, an A minus. They had a great, I think, offseason getting Malcolm Brogdon, Danilo Gallinari. They really didn't lose anybody. Like, they're bringing back their final score of the Jays, Robert Williams, Horford, Brogdon, Smart. I guess they did give up Nesmith in that trade, which, close the note, I mean, like, Romeo Langford, I believe, was in the Derek White trade. Aaron Nesmith in the Brogdon trade. Yeah, they had the 14th pick in back-to-back years, and they didn't hit on either one of them. But we'll see more progression out of Pritchard and Grant Williams in that lineup as well. The Celtics are going to be probably Eastern Conference favorites next year. Them and the Bucks, I would say, will be the 1 and 2. So B plus, A minus, that'd be fine with me. I guess just like everybody got a year older, but hey, that's pretty much for every player in the league. Brooklyn Nets and the Charlotte Hornets are incomplete, so I will just kind of go over these quickly. Okay, you can see the Bulls, whatever. But the Nets incomplete, yeah. I mean, they added TJ Warren, Edmond Sumner, and TJ Warren will help them compete now. Hopefully, he's fully healthy. I don't want to put too much stock in him if he's just going to be a shell of who he once was, especially the Warren we saw in the bubble, which was basically Michael Jordan. But yeah, we'll see what happens with KD and Kyrie, so I'm fine with the incomplete grade. I don't think either one of them are going to get moved. I think the Nets are going to try to compete with them this year. You lose Kyrie in the offseason, hey, maybe you even do a sign and trade with him so you can get a first if he leaves. And yeah, obviously KD, you don't have to trade him for 4 years. Charlotte, they are an incomplete. I'm surprised they give them an incomplete. I guess they don't want to offer a grade in light of the serious situation involving Miles Bridges. And this is pretty much of the whole athletic staff. I don't know. I didn't think they really had a great offseason. They brought back Cody Martin. They traded the 13th overall pick for Jalen Duren for a $25 first rounder. I don't think that's the one they got. I thought they got the Nuggets protected first next year in the 4 seconds. I could have been wrong about that. They take Mark Williams at 15, which is I'm fine with. I thought that was a good selection for them, but I would have loved Jalen Duren for them at 13. I think that would have been a steal and a half if they got him there. Obviously, the Bridges thing is far from their fault at all, so I don't know. I just don't think they really got better overall this offseason. They didn't maybe look at a Hayward trade. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Hornets are probably going to miss out on the playoffs next year just due to the competitiveness in the Eastern Conference. And yeah, you're going to want to start building the team around LaMelo Ball sooner rather than later. So the Chicago Bulls get a B. They re-signed Zach LaVine. They gave him that kind of max deal. They brought in Andre Drummond and Goran Dragic, which I didn't love for them because they do have a lot of guards as it is in Lonzo, but of his injury concerns, Caruso, Kobe White, who didn't get moved. They drafted Dalen Terry. You could figure out what his position is. I mean, we'll know kind of soon. I didn't really see, the need for Goran Dragic, I guess, to get more veterans on that team, which I'm fine with, but I don't know. And Andre Drummond, they needed a rim protector, and he's a body down there, but is he that much better of a defender than Vucevic? Probably, but, like, I would have looked for maybe a more, I I don't know, a better rim protector. Like, I would have looked at maybe Mo Bamba a little bit in free agency, try to have poached him away from the Magic. They probably wouldn't have had enough money to get that done due to them paying Levine, Lonzo, DeRozan, Vucevic all this money. But yeah, I guess the Bulls technically improved this year because they didn't really lose anybody too big. Hopefully they'll be fully healthy next year, but we'll see. Patrick Williams will maybe take a jump. I did have him in one of my breakout players, so we'll see about the Bulls. B. Okay. Cavs, they get a B+. So I'm surprised they weren't kind of like an incomplete as well due to them with Colin Sexton. I would like to believe he will come back. I don't think we've had too much news on that lately. They brought back Ricky Rubio, who we know loved it there. Hopefully he's fully healthy this season, and it's not too much of a rehab year for him. They brought in Robin Lopez, a depth piece. They re-signed Darius Garland. But yeah, we'll see. I think like Colin Sexton will come back. I think he'll either be on a 1-year qualifying offer, or maybe instead of the qualifying offer, they'll be nice to him and they'll give him like a 1-year, $20 million deal because they have his bird rights. And then he'll be an unrestricted free agent next year, which if I was Sexton, I'd probably take that. I don't think he's getting a multi-year contract from any team out there, unless it's a sign and trade, and then it gets really complicated. But the Cavs, I'm hoping, are a playoff team next year. We will see. And they also had Ochai Agbaji throughout the draft, who I loved. Dallas Mavericks, they get a B-. Oof. Okay, I mean, they lose Jalen Brunson, but they add Christian Wood and JaVale McGee. I mean, not too excited about JaVale McGee for them, and Christian Wood is definitely a TBD just to see how he's going to play around Luka Doncic. I think he'll be fine. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this Mavericks roster, and they've arguably my favorite player in the league in Luka Doncic. So, yeah, B-. I mean, that's been the lowest grade so far, besides the incompletes. So, yeah, we'll see about that. Nuggets get an A. I don't know. The KCP trade I didn't love because Morris and Barton are at least two good rotational pieces, and you got one in return in KCP. You're not really going to use Ish Smith. But I guess Bones Highland is going to be the number one off the bench. You are going to be getting Porter Jr. and Murray, hopefully fully healthy this year. I love the Bruce Brown pickup. That was kind of, I think, one of the more underrated signings of this offseason because I think they got him way below his market value. So an A, I think, is a little too high, though. I mean, this doesn't really include drafting as well. But yeah, all right. A- for the Pistons. I mean, they got a bunch of seconds from the Knicks, a little bit of cash. They got a first-round pick for Jeremy Grant, which, yeah, they flipped into Jalen Duren. But, yeah, I love their draft. I mean, I guess they're using that. I mean, they're not really mentioning draft picks, and then they're going to use that. So, I don't know. They've been a little bit inconsistent here with this article. But the Pistons had a great draft, so if you're going to put them at A-, that's fine, but they didn't they moved Jeremy Grant. And even when that trade happened, I was like, just one first-round pick in 2025, that was a Bucks first. I thought that was a little bit undervalued for him. But yeah, they flipped it into Jalen Duren, and I'm very excited about their young core next year. Warriors get a B. They lost Otto Porter. I forget where Otto Porter went. Wow, my memory. Where did he go to, like, Orlando? No, he went to the Raptors. Okay, I forgot where he ended up. So he goes to the Raptors. Gary Payton will be a big loss as well. He goes to Portland. They brought in DiVincenzo and JaMychal Green. I like that. Kevon Looney, they say it's a decent off season. They get a B. I like the I didn't love the Patrick Baldwin draft. I thought for a second they got Christian Brown, but that was the Denver Nuggets, I believe. So, yeah, they lost a little bit. They brought in DiVincenzo. I thought was a nice contract. Hopefully he's kind of healthy for them next year. But, yeah, I feel like they didn't need to make too many big changes, and obviously they weren't going to be able to afford Gary Payton or Porter Jr., but they're going to be back in that finals contention next year. Rockets get an A-. So they end up with 3 picks that I loved. I said I loved that draft for them. They had Jashawn Tate. They, I guess, got a bunch of assistants in Lionel Hollins, Mohamed Abdul Fattah. I definitely butchered that. I apologize. I don't even know why I said it. And Mike Batiste. They brought in Boban. Yeah. I don't know. This grade could have been an A, but I guess they didn't like that Christian Wood trade. But I'm excited for Jabari Smith and Alperen Sengun next year. Pacers get a B-. I don't know. The Pacers are an interesting team. I would have still liked maybe them to move Miles Turner, but they didn't. But maybe the value wasn't there for them. They're gonna have. I'm excited about Benedict Mathurin. Tyrese Halliburton's my most improved player pick. I liked Andrew Nembhard. We'll see about Kendall Brown. He's gonna be a developmental guy. But yeah, I think if they can move Miles Turner, probably more Buddy Hield, I would look to do so. So we'll see what happens with them. But a B-, that is pretty low. Pretty low for them. Clippers going to be, I mean, they added John Wall. They brought back Covington and Zubats. They brought in back Batum and Coffee. But I guess, yeah, Hardenstein losing is tough. We'll see what they give the Knicks grade then. We'll see. But yeah, Hardenstein is one of the more underrated players in the league. Lakers get it incomplete. I guess this is mainly on the Russell Westbrook saga. Outside of that, I mean, they added, or they brought in Lonnie Walker, Darvin Ham. I still don't think the roster is very good around LeBron and AD at the moment. We'll see if THT can improve next season. We'll see if Max Christie gets some run. But yeah, we're going to wait on a Russ trade. Still hoping that they get Julius Randle from the Knicks and the Knicks get Donovan Mitchell, but it's probably not going to happen. Memphis gets a B-. They brought back Tyus Jones, which I thought was a little bit shocking. They let Kyle Anderson walk. John Conchar got a extension, which we actually got a pretty good extension for him. But yeah, we'll see if they pay Steven Adams, Dillon Brooks, and Clark. They better pay Dillon Brooks. We'll see about Clark and Adams. I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be missing a little start to the season. But yeah, B- for the Grizzlies. I mean, they didn't really make any major moves. They're kind of running their team back, so we'll see if that's worth it or not. The Miami Heat, and they drafted Jacob Ravia and David Roddy, two guys I didn't love. I'm excited to see Kenneth Lofton, though. Hopefully he maybe gets some playing time this year. It's tough because that Grizzlies team is so deep. The Miami Heat get a C. I mean, they lost P.J. Tucker. I mean, I'm not going to give them a bad grade for not getting KD or Mitchell. I guess just the league started not liking Tyler Hero in trades. I thought Caleb Martin was pretty good contract. Oladipo back on a one-year deal. But yeah, I think Duncan Robinson, I think he's going to be better next year. I think the league is really low on him right now, and you're really selling him at his lowest point. Like, he's looked at as a negative contract, but I think he'll be better. Bucks get a B+. I love the Joe Ingles pickup. They brought back Portis and Connington. I like Marjon Beauchamp for them. Yeah, it was a good offseason for Milwaukee. Minnesota, they get an A-. I guess if you look at it just solely off the offseason, sure. They added Rudy Gobert. They added arguably the best defensive player in the league. Do I like this long-term for them? No, not at all. They brought in Austin Rivers, Bryn Forbes, and Torian Prince, who got that new extension. But I guess it's like a one-year deal. But yeah, adding Gobert is huge, and he's obviously going to make you better and gives you a good grade. But in the long term, I've been vocal that I don't love the trade for them, but they should be good in the regular season next year. And who knows? If everything clicks, if Cat is elite next to Gobert can play in the playoffs, Ant takes another step, D'Lo can be what you need as maybe a shot or playmaker and a facilitator. Maybe Jaden McDaniels takes a step, and your bench can do something. Yeah, maybe they could win a title next year. And then that would be worth it when you don't have your pick in 2029. Pelicans get a B+. They extended Zion. They drafted Dyson Daniels. I actually just uploaded a Pelicans rebuild on the main channel. Go check that out. Yeah, they didn't really need to do too much this offseason. Like, they have such a good core, and they're so deep with Alvarado, Herb Jones, like McCollum, Ingram, who I didn't mention, Valanciunas. They still have Jackson Hayes, Hernan Gomez, Trey Murphy. We'll see if Kyra Lewis is healthy. Devontae Graham. They have a ton of talent there. They could be a sneaky, like, top 4 seed in the West. I won't even say sneaky. People could be ready for that. Knicks get it incomplete. What? I guess they're waiting for the Donovan Mitchell trade. Okay. I don't think the Knicks are going to get Mitchell. I don't think they're going to pony up the asking price. I think he's going to start the season as a Jazz. But we'll see what happens there. Yeah, I kind of wanted a grade, though. The OKC Thunder, they get an A. I've been vocal that giving up all those picks for Ousmane Dieng could not be worth it, but they had the first round picks to do so, and they weren't like super value anyway, so I mean, it is what it is there. I'm excited for Jalen Williams. I mean, Chet Holmgren was my number 1 player in the draft, and you got him at 2, so that is a dub from me. They extended Kenrich Williams, good for him, and Wu Dort. I don't think that they're going to make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to be in the play-in tournament next year, but hopefully we see some progression for that team, and maybe they'll use their draft picks sooner or later to get a good player. Maybe it's the next big man that gets on the market that could play next to Chet they would go after. But yeah, like they weren't in the Sabonis conversation. They weren't in the Donovan Mitchell conversations, as we know. I'm trying to think of like any other player. Like they weren't in DeJounte Murray conversations. I'm just saying like Rudy Gobert. When are they going to use these draft picks, right? We'll see. Magic get a B+. Bringing back Gary Harrison, Mo Bamba was a little bit questioning. I like Ben Caro for them. I'm excited about that. But yeah, that backcourt is kind of crowded with Suggs, Hampton, Fultz, Anthony, Gary Harris, obviously. You still have to give minutes to Franz, Isaac, Carter Jr., Bamba, Ben Caro. Yeah, the Magic, though, I'm excited about them. They could be a playing tournament team. Who knows if this young core could play together. But I guess bringing back Gary Harris is a veteran piece. It's crazy because Gary Harris was drafted. Well, I guess, yeah, he is a veteran now. He was drafted in 2014. Yeah, and we'll see if Isaac's going to be good for them next year. But I'm excited. Like, the Magic, I'm definitely going to be watching on in, like, League Pass. Sixers get an A-. I mean, you got a discount on James Harden. You brought in P.J. Tucker. Loved Anthony Melton over anybody they could have drafted. So, yeah, huge fan of that. Suns get a B. I mean, they didn't really, like, Damian Lee, Jock Landale, and Josh Okogie, who could be good value. Like, nothing crazy there, but they brought back Aiden. I thought they could have lost him for, like, nothing. Or, didn't think, but there was, like, a brief period where they might not match the Pacers deal, which would have been idiotic. They get a B. Blazers get a B. I mean, they added Shaedon Sharpe and Jeremy Grant and Gary Payton. That's pretty good with me. They re-signed Damian Lillard. Didn't love the extension for Nurkic, but a B is fair value. Kings get a B. think they could have got a B+. I mean, you added Herter, Keegan Murray, and you added Malik Monk. But we'll see. Well, I guess it's going to be a Murray Sabonis front court then. Spurs get a B+. Love their draft of Sohan, Wesley, and Branham. And then they, I think still need to re-sign Pirtle. But yeah, they're going to be bad. But hey, at least they set up the future. I like the Keldon Johnson extension. Raptors get a B. Yeah, like Otto Porter for them. I mean, Thad Young re-signing, okay. I like the Christian Koloko draft. We'll see if there's another trade to be made. Jazz get it incomplete for obvious reasons, but I would have liked to see their grade just based off the Gobert trade. And Wizards get a B, really? I mean, I like the trade for them. I think getting Monte Morris and Will Barton is well worth it for that team and their weaknesses to get for KCP. Don't love the Johnny Davis pick for what they are building. They gave Bradley Beal $250 million. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the Wizards' future, just sadly enough, but I'm hoping maybe we'll see more opportunities for Denny Avdija. Maybe they'll play him at the point guard position and try that out. That could be fun. But yeah, that's my reaction to the Athletics grades. Let me know down below what you guys think. Drop a like if you guys did enjoy. Let me know if you agree with their grade on your favorite team, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.